It's so good to be back in Miami. So good to be back in my penthouse. Yeah, not much to talk about, but I wanted to show. Here's my Exodus wallet that I used for the last couple of days to acquire Dash. What I've been doing for the past 2 days is whatever amount I earn. Not all of it, actually. Some of the money I earn, I put in here, in this wallet. See? And I exchange Bitcoin for Dash. So you see all my transactions there? This is me exchanging Bitcoin for Dash. I'm buying Dash. I'm pretty much just I want to get this wallet up to 100 Dash and then walk away from it. I've already done that over here on this laptop with this wallet. What I did was I put 100 Dash and 10 Bitcoin. What happens before I left, I used the Bitcoin in here to book my next hotel that I probably a couple of days from now I'll be going to. So yeah, not probably for sure. A couple of days from now I'll be going to a different spot. So what I need to do is I need to patch this. I need to patch that hole, man. 9.65. I need to put 0.4. So I could just sell some Dash, but I'm not going to do that. I was going to do that just to patch that hole. So the idea is keep 10 Bitcoin and 100 Dash in here. Maybe I'll even add 100 Ethereum and then just leave this wallet. Like don't mess with it no more. Now these wallets, there's no private key or no access codes or anything that you can get for these wallets on the internet. All my private wallet information is nicely locked away in a safe. Nowhere around here, right? Nowhere around here, right? So, I'm going to start making some videos about security, man, because that's like a very important thing nowadays. Security is, let me show you where I've reached as far as that goes. Let me just go for a walk outside. So where have I reached of security? So, I've even learned one really cool security measure, which is if you're using Google Authy, right? The phone that you're using Google Authy with, take the phone number off of it, right? Only use it on Wi-Fi. That's a security measure, right? Additionally, if you want to secure your YouTube channel or your Gmail account, you can do that with Google Authy, but with no phone number. Take off the phone number. Don't have a backup phone number. Don't have a backup email address on your Google account. The only two things that you should have, well, for the best security, the only two things I have is Google Authy, right? And they have these codes that you can print out on paper and use these codes just like the codes from Google Authy. So just in case I lose my device or my Google Authy freaks out and doesn't work, I have codes and I've tested it that I can use instead of Google Authy. And so those two are good enough to secure my Gmail account. All my other accounts, like any BitConnect account or Exodus account, I create a brand new email address for each account, but I actually go a step further and use my own domain name, a max domain. I pay for hosting and get my own domain name, and then I have that set up, secure everything. So not only I'm using my own domain name that I'm not revealing to anyone, the domain name is not under my name, and the email address I use, I don't reveal to anyone. So only I know what domain and what email I used to, and I don't allow my browser, my Chrome, to remember my passwords. I type my passwords in. So, I'm taking extreme precaution with security. I'm not leaving anything out. And so yesterday, man, I had the pleasure of having a long chat with Satish from BitConnect about security. And, I asked him, did you ever get hacked? He says, yes. He got hacked more than once. And he's explaining to me the ways that he thinks he got hacked. And, it's not hard. Like the stuff that he's explaining to me, it seems like he also was keeping his private stuff online. Like all someone needed to get his funds was like his password, and it wasn't even about private keys. Like his BitConnect account got hacked into. It's not hard to hack into a BitConnect account, but it's hard to get the money out if you use the code card, right? So, but he explained some security measures, and I think even the security measures that I explained helped him out. So we talked about that. I mean, I had a chance because he came to my suite in the hotel, and it wasn't a planned thing. Actually, he was there for something else and ran into me, and then he went off and did his thing, and then he came back and he came up to the room and come to hang out and talk. And it was great to talk to him. And I mean, actually, he did a lot of listening. Crypto Clover was there. It was me, Crypto Clover, Trayvon, a couple other people. But the conversation was between me, Satish, and Crypto Clover. And, it's just a casual talk. It was really nice. This is his first time being in the United States. It was really hard for him to get a visa. But he has a 1-year visa now. And it's going to be cool, man, because he likes it. He says, man, yeah, I like it here. He likes it in the United States, So when he left, when we separated, he said to me, I'll see you soon. So if that means he's going to come to Miami and pay me a visit, hey, man, I'm down for that. I think what it is, I think Satish, or anyone for that matter, who is doing very well with BitConnect and earning lots of money, find a comfort zone, hanging out with others who are doing the same, and not necessarily looking to him for anything, or looking up, or it's just like a cool environment that you can hang out and don't feel like I am the greatest. I even asked him, I said, Satish, man, there's got to be more than one Satish. I said to him, I said, right now it's kind of like when you go up the ladder of BitConnect, it ends with Satish. And I said to him, there should be a Satish number 2, a Satish number 3. There should be more than one person at his level. And he sort of I wouldn't say agree with me. He explained it to me in such a way that, well, his role is really just a conduit between people like me and the system, right? The system. So he doesn't have a huge responsibility, right? And but as far as the system being decentralized, there has to be more individuals to step to, like more individuals with enough power to do certain things. So it's not like you're going to end up at one single point of failure, right? You need to have multiple points just in case, like say something happens to Satish, right? Who steps in, who I don't know who the next guy is, but if I know there's like 3 other guys already that exist who have the powers or have the ability to do what he does, then that's better, right? So that was a cool talk. We talked about a lot of stuff. I even talked about how the BitConnect website should have multiple themes. For instance, Gemini is a very nice, sleek website that a Wall Street trader can feel comfortable visiting. And I said there should be a version of BitConnect that looks like that, to cater to more elegant class of people. Because right now the BitConnect site does cater to a certain type of people, but not everyone, right? So there should be 3 or 4 different versions, even a version that looks feminine, so these are ideas, a lot of them, well, of course they sound good. There's no reason to disagree with them, right? What else we talked about? One of the most interesting things, we asked about the roadmap, right? The roadmap, and he came out and said, yes, adding Dash. We want to add. They're adding other coins, and Dash is the first one that he said. And maybe he said that because I was there and he knows I like Dash. So maybe he said Dash because I reacted. I was like, oh, really? Oh, okay. So he said Dash, Ethereum, added to the platform so people can use their Dash to put in loans, to buy tokens and put in loans, or use their Ether to buy tokens and put in loans. That's cool, right? So yeah, man, some really cool stuff coming up on the roadmap, baby. Yeah, this, I'm still, my voice is still going a bit. And man, I don't want to start talking about how amazing my experience was over the past 4 days, man. It's like overload of love and positivity, man. And then because of that, I ended up talking a lot of spiritual stuff. I'm not the one to go out and try to do that all the time. But if the conversation gets there, I'm there. You know what I mean? And I'll speak in a spiritual way, more technologically spiritual way, not like anything all holy and shit. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like I found myself explaining this one thing that I say, which is the only two ideas in the whole entire world that has no human being on top is Bitcoin and BitConnect. Bitcoin and BitConnect are the only two things in the world that have no human being on top. Every government, every corporation, every form of everything has a human being at the top, except for Bitcoin and BitConnect. And so I say artificial intelligence is aware and is, what does it do? It solves a problem. It solves a problem. That's what technology does. It solves problems. So artificial intelligence that becomes aware will first solve the biggest problem, which is money. But in a sense, it's not solving it for everyone. It is solving it for the most confident, most positive, because those type of individuals are what make the world go round in a beautiful way, to have beautiful days, right? For me at least, because that's how my days are, and I want to be around others who are experiencing the same. And that is the thing that I love the most about BitConnect, is I am I am stepping into a reality where I have friends who are as wealthy as or wealthier than I am financially. And so we can now experience joy based on time and not self-worth based on money, right? Because sure, the money is going to purchase a lot of comfort and a lot of wonderful experiences, but beyond that, I'm not looking at someone to say he's rich or he's not rich or he's poor or he works hard. No, none of those questions come up when you're talking about BitConnect. You know what I mean? We're all on the same page, baby. We got loans and interest and get paid every day. Hey.